Hello and welcome to my channel, and if this is your first time here, my name is Millie and welcome to today's video, which is apparently taking place in a cabin, so this should be very exciting. Just kidding, I got a new backdrop and I thought it would be kind of fun to do a little like natural feeling, like I'm in a forest or something of the sorts. Let me know in the comments below how you like it. But anyways, today's video is about the Pat McGrath Divine Rose 2 eyeshadow palette, which I am going to be creating 3 looks with, and then at the end of the video I'll give you my thoughts as usual, as every 3 looks 1 palette, 4 looks 1 palette video. I have a video up with this palette that I did right when it released and I got it, and that video is focused on finding a dupe from my Multichrome collection to the Multichrome that's in this palette. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, I'm gonna definitely make sure to link it down below in the description box. I'm gonna pin the video, maybe I'm gonna put it up here if I remember, who knows, but it will be somewhere so you can see it. So if you want to know which one of my Multichromes from which brand, and I have quite a few, is the most similar to the special shade in this palette, then make sure to check out that video. I'm not going to spoil it, you'll have to watch it. So I showed the palette in that video, but let me just show it again. This is what the packaging looks like. It's really nice. I love Pat McGrath's designs of these boxes. They just feel really nice. And this is what the palette looks like. I was able to snag the special edition kind of packaging, so I'm really excited about that. It's very dirty already. Like, this is not probably the greatest material for a palette, but it's super shiny and beautiful. And then mine's a little messy, so excuse that, but this is what it looks like on the inside. And just that Multichrome is so beautiful. Definitely on the more neutral side, a little bit safe for me at least. And stay tuned for the end of the video where I'm gonna go much more in depth about my feelings on the palette after using it a few times. So for this first look, I'm priming with my Makeup Revolution Cookery's Canvas in the shade Illustrate, and I'm laying down Rose Seduction. Now I know this is a kind of satin shade, but I think when you blend it out enough, it pretty much looks matte. There's not really much sheen, and I'm going to be putting other eyeshadows over it, so I don't mind. There's only 2 mattes in here, so I feel really constricted. I'm just gonna pack that on and blend it out, and then I'm gonna apply some Pixie epoxy on top of my lid and lightly tap it out. Then I'm gonna go in with VR Sextraterrestrial, which is the Multichrome, or as Pat McGrath calls it, Trio Chrome. And I used it in a previous video, but I used it and applied it with my finger without a tacky base. I really wanted to see what it looks like on top of my Fernet Pixie epoxy, which is what I use with all my Multichromes from other brands. And I'm just gonna very gently blend out the edges. And then I'm creating a wing with the Melt Cosmetics liquid eyeliner in Alchemy. I don't exactly love these kinds of applicators. I don't know why I got this eyeliner, but it's pretty quick and speedy for me to use. And so I forgot to film the lower lash line, but I don't remember why I put that orange in there, so disregard that. But this is the finished look. You can see how beautiful this shade is and how much it shifts. It's very beautiful and unique. For the second look, I'm priming with the Kaleidos Makeup Tone Activator Primer and very lightly setting it just in the crease. And I found that this primer worked really great with these mattes. Actually, I much preferred it. It felt like the mattes weren't really that great on top of my ABH primer and even the Makeup Revolution. So I'm going in with Naked Blush in the crease and just blending it out and building it up to where I want it to be, and then layering Extreme Burgundy on top of that right in the crease. Then with my finger, I'm just tapping on the NYX Glitter Primer, switching it up from my Pixie epoxy. And I'm putting Bronze Rosé 005 on the center of my lid, and then going in with Gold Lust 001 in the inner portion. and connecting the lower lash line with Extreme Burgundy. And lastly, I'm highlighting with Astral Pink Moon. For the last look, I already primed with the Kaleidos primer, and I'm putting Extreme Burgundy on the inner and outer lid because I'm going to be creating a halo eye, and I'm going to use Naked Blush to blend that out. I'm trying to keep this pretty precise, not too blown out. And then on the center of my lid, I'm just tapping Eleganza, and I felt like I had to layer this on a little bit. I just felt like it looked so metallic on my finger but didn't quite translate, and I wish I had used some kind of a tacky base for this one. And then I'm connecting the lower lash line with Extreme Burgundy and highlighting my inner corner with the shade Skin Show Rose Opal. And this is the third and last finished look. So after using this palette quite a few times on and off camera, not just filming these 3 looks, I feel like I like it, but is it the most amazing formula and just eyeshadows I've ever used? No, and I think I blame that on having a lot of indie makeup and beautiful, super unique formulas and shades and sparkliness and shiftiness from indie brands that is just really hard to impress me these days. And I just didn't have the greatest experience with this matte formula. I know I've seen people saying on my previous video that they love the mattes and they have no trouble or whatever, but just personally wasn't a huge fan. I think I prefer like the Natasha Denona matte formula to this. So just wanted to call that out. I didn't experience any patchiness or anything, which is great. Just definitely need to be built up, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I wanted to call out a couple shades. Obviously the Trio Chrome or the Multichrome is absolutely beautiful. It's very, very special kind of technique that they press these. These are made in Italy and they have a special kind of baked way that they press the eyeshadows and other products together, which is I think why across all of Pat McGrath's palettes like this, they all look pretty much the same. Like clearly they have some kind of a special way of creating these and making them just really beautiful and neat in the pan. I mean, these just look so stunning even after dipping my brush in them quite a few times. So love the Multichrome. It's like a lime green to a pink, which is really cool. I don't love satins in general, so these two are pretty much satins in here, and I don't love them, honestly. I use the pink shade as a transition shade because it's just, there's only 2 mattes in here, which I don't love. And then also this shade in the corner right here, it's very like dry. It doesn't feel like nice and silky like this shade, for example. I just don't know what happened, and I noticed this was a thing. I used to have the other 3 Pat McGrath palettes previously, and they always had like a light shade over here, and I noticed it was super powdery and just really strange and did not feel expensive. I hate to say it, but it just didn't feel the greatest. I feel like this is the same. It's just like, it's cool, but I have better. And I do love this like mauve shimmer. I think it's really stunning and beautiful. And then these golds, I mean, I could just kind of take them or leave them. And obviously I knew to an extent of what I was getting into with the 2 mattes and some of the more satiny shades and some of the golds. So that part is just my personal preference. Overall, do I think it's worth it? Would I recommend it? I think it's totally up to you. If you're in love with this color story and you have nothing like it and you would like to experience something luxurious, or you don't have a lot of these shades already, or I think this would make a great gift too if you wanted to ask for this for your birthday or for Christmas. I think it's a great gift for sure. I guess what I'm trying to kind of say is, if I was to completely use up this palette, would I repurchase it? No. I mean, I love the Multichrome in it, but it wouldn't be worth purchasing just for that one shade. I think if you have a lot of indie products, you know what I'm talking about, and I think that you're going to be in the same boat as I am if you were to purchase this palette. But I think my mind 5 years ago would have been blown by this palette and the textures. I think they're definitely beautiful and high quality. I think it's really cool to see a Multichrome in a mainstream palette. Do I think that this is going to become more common, not in anything except luxury palettes like Pat McGrath. I just don't see like Tarte or Urban Decay or Too Faced or anybody like that coming out with a palette with a multi-chrome in it anytime soon. I think maybe something close to it, and they're going to call it duochrome. I don't think it will be as impactful as some of the indies, because the indies can they can do it right. They can focus on just that. But I do hope that Pat McGrath ends up putting more multi-chromes in her new palettes. I would actually love to see like a little quad of just multi-chromes. I'm sure she's gonna come out with some pretty unique shades. So that's kind of everything I have to say. Remember, everybody has different preferences, everybody has different experiences, different products, different skin types. Just because I am not absolutely obsessed with it doesn't mean that you wouldn't be. But let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.